Good morrow, everyone. This is Mar, and once again, this is my opinion. Now, it has been a while since I've done a vlog about a specific subject outside of reviews and a vlog that has been about many different subjects, but I felt this was one subject I really needed to do a quick little vlog about, and that is the Enzo Amore situation. For those of you who are not in loop and have evidently been living under a rock for the past couple weeks, WWE wrestler Enzo Amore has been released by the company due to allegations that he raped a woman several months ago. Now, when I first heard this, I was surprised yet not surprised. Surprised that he would be released by the company when the allegations are just that, allegations. He hasn't been charged with anything as of yet. But I was also not surprised because Enzo's attitude and stories you hear about his backstage conduct, he seems like the type of guy who probably would do something like this. Like the fame would go to his head and then he'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? Want to see little Enzo?" So it was a hand of each. Now, first he was suspended, and then the following day he was fired. Now, when I first heard that he was fired for it, other than my initial reaction, which I just stated, another thing that came to my mind was, well, let's just hope for WWE's sake that these allegations are true, because if they're not, they could potentially be in hot water for wrongful termination since charges haven't been filed as of yet. Now, from what I've heard after that, there could be something in their contract that could save their butts from such a lawsuit, something about a moral clause or something or other, but the reason WWE apparently terminated Enzo's contract is indirectly related to the rape charges. It's not the fact that he's being investigated for rape, it's the fact that he did not give the company a heads up, which, under that circumstance, I can completely understand why the company decided to just cut ties completely, because these allegations go back to October. So it's about a almost 4-month time period. And Enzo didn't give him a line, didn't say, hey guys, I'm being investigated over this bullshit charge. You're probably going to catch a little heat since I'm your employee, but just so you know, I didn't do it. They're just investigating. No charges have been filed. I know Vince and the other executives probably would have been like, God damn, pal, we're going to have to do something about this. And things would have gone. And he probably would have still ended up being suspended, but Enzo would still have his job. But since he decided not to say anything, in the words of Vinnie Mac, you're fired. Now, when it comes to the accusations themselves, from what I've been hearing from multiple sources, victim, I'm not going to say supposed here, I'm just going to call it the victim just for simplicity's sake, accuses that Enzo forced herself on him in a hotel room, and that there were two people who, while not involved directly, were complicit because Enzo told them what was going to happen, they left, and essentially left her to her fate. And Enzo was essentially telling her beforehand, when he was trying to get it out of her, that she should be grateful that he has like 1 million followers on Instagram, and any one of the women there would be killing themselves to be in her spot. Now, I will say this, since it is still just an accusation at the moment, no charges have been filed as of the time of this recording, I will say this. If Enzo did rape this woman, he deserves whatever is coming to him. He deserves to have been fired. He deserves to be charged. He deserves to be convicted. And he deserves to serve his full sentence. Now, if these charges are bullshit, then Enzo's name should be cleared. They need to do a conference and say that former WWE superstar Enzo did not do this, that while he did have sexual relations with this woman, they were consensual, and there's no thing that it was rape, that it was rough, but it was not rape, if he didn't do it. And to that note, I also think that, along with a couple of my other friends, those who accuse someone of rape when there was no rape should be in trouble with the law themselves. To what degree is going to depend on the situation. Something like this, probably at least at minimum a fine, if not a few days in jail. Now, How they're going to prove this was rape or was not rape, other than her word and the rape kit that apparently was taken a few days after the incident, there's going to be a lot of factors, because, you know, cases like this can be a little weird, depending on each individual case. But it's going to be interesting to follow if this case does go forward, to see what the evidence is, how the lawyers are going to argue it. So it'll be interesting. Especially considering that while some of the victims' friends are backing her, one of them is not. That I find interesting. That might give Enzo a little bit of ammunition, whether he did it or not. That's going to be interesting if that person's called in to testify. Now, this is not really directly related to this case, but I have to mention this, is that those of you who know my good friend Jeff, recently, this thematically because it's tied with a rape accusation, there was a minor rape accusation in the cosplay community that we're a part of, and he was playing devil's advocate on the post, and people were saying, oh, you're defending rape, you're defending a rapist. It's like, no, man. He's playing devil's advocate, pointing out that you have to prove the accusations first. You just don't blackball the guy just because you say he raped the person. It's like another one of my friends says, it's part of this just hear and believe instead of innocent until proven guilty. Which, to connect it to the Enzo thing, which is why I say, until this goes to a court of law, if it goes that far, we have to look at Enzo as being innocent. Whether you think he's annoying, or you think all the stories about him being hot-headed backstage are true, we have to look at Enzo as being innocent until these charges are proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Which is why I'll say, again, if this woman is lying about it, she deserves to be punished for that. Just as Enzo deserves to be punished if they are accurate charges. I'm Mar, and this has been my opinion.